All right, sweet. Okay, so grab your roller and we're just gonna start with just a little bit of a light shirt sleeve twist. Let your feet kind of move with you. Let your hips move with you. Cool, take one more little swing side to side, and then we're gonna see if you can take your foam roller and pop it behind you. So you're gonna wanna hug it up against your low back, and then you're just gonna see if you can kind of wrap your arms around the back side of the foam roller, and then we're just gonna find a little bit of movement in the shoulders. So think about drawing the shoulders back, squeezing together, lifting your chest, and then softening that up just a little bit, rounding the shoulders slightly. Squeeze the shoulders together, and then round them and soften. Nice, one more just like that. Squeeze them together, round and soften. And now think about this as sort of a back bend. So press into the roller, lift through the front of your chest, lift your chin up, squeeze your shoulder blades, and take 3 nice big breaths here. Cool, and then lighten up that back bend just a little bit. Keep that roller connected to your back, and then just take a couple of gentle twists here. But check your knees, make sure your knees feel comfortable and they're moving with you and not getting yanked on in any way. Awesome, one more little twist side to side, and then come back to a central location. Release that roller from your back side, and we're gonna place the roller down on the ground and then pause for a second. Move yourself slightly away from the roller, step your feet so that they're about hip width distance apart. Take a nice big breath, reach your arms up, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down towards the ground. Let your hands touch the floor, but keep a nice generous bend in the back of your knees. Let your head hang heavy here. And then we just wanna do a little assessment here. So notice how the backs of your legs feel. Notice how your butt feels, your low back, your shoulders. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Take one more breath. Take one more moment to assess. Just notice. Cool. And then in this forward fold position, just straighten your legs just as much as feels comfortable, just to notice really deeply into the hamstrings. And then right away, soften your knees, start to step down into a tabletop position. Nice. And then bring that roller in. We're going to start by rolling the palms. So from fingers to wrists. Nice. And then flip the palms so they face each other and just roll the blade edge of your hand. So right to the pinky fingertip and then down to where the wrist meets the hand. Awesome. One more just like that. And then we're going to flip the palms facing up. You might rearrange the width of your arms, but just start to roll the backs of the hand. So fingertips to where the back of the hand meets the wrist. Nice. One more roll in and out. And then we're going to bring it back in, flip the palms, and then we're going to start to roll out, but then we're going to roll the palms as well. So think palms facing down to roll out, palms flip and bring it all in. Palms face down to roll out, palms flip and bring it in. So you control the motion by keeping a little bit of the weight back in your heels so you're not putting too much pressure on your arms. Take one more roll in and out. Nice. And then walk that roller forward. We're going to come down onto our belly. So elbows down, step your feet back, come down onto your belly, and then see if you can line the roller up with your crown of your head. Once you've got it kind of lined up with the crown of your head, just kind of set your arms over the roller in a little bit of a Superman position. Pause for a second, let the back of your neck relax. Notice your belly and your back and just make sure everything feels like it's in a good position. And then we're going to press into the arms. And then as you inhale, you're just going to start to lift your chest, press into your arms, find that nice big cobra-like sensation. Nice. And then lower yourself back down with control. Inhale and come up. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale and come up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Beautiful, you guys. We got 4 more to go here. Take them at your pace. Tune into the muscles in the back side of the body. Tune into the muscles in your shoulders. Last one. Nice. And then lower yourself down, relax your bum, relax your back, pick up that roller, move it out to the right and place it underneath your bicep. So a little bit close to your elbow joint, but staying off of the elbow joint itself. And then just start that palm flipping rotation maneuver. So palm flips up towards the ceiling and then up the other way. Nice. Take a couple more rolls side to side, just like that. And then with the palm facing down, then we're going to start that rocking in and out maneuver and just smooth out the bicep in the other direction. Great. One more in and out just like that. And then we're going to move the roller up and in. So find the middle portion of your bicep or the top arm, and then come back to that palm flip maneuver. So the palm flips up and up the other way. Cool. One more palm flip here. And then palm facing down, roll in and out. Wonderful. One more roll in and out. And then we're just going to turn the roller sideways at an angle. Let your cheekbone rest on it and let your armpit rest on it. So we're not going to do a lot of work. We're just going to let the weight of your head, let the weight of your shoulder rest on the roller. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. So the breath is going to do the rest of the work for you here. See if you can tune in and notice the breath inside your body as you just hang out here nice and heavy. One more breath. Awesome. And then you just gently lift your head up. We're going to move that roller on down so that we can pop the right leg up and over. So the heel is going to come right in front of that roller. And then you can just prop yourself on elbows and forearms if that feels like a better form for you there. And then we're just going to start a little lift and lower of the heel. Take it small and mindful to start. Just finding a little rotation in the leg that works for your hip. Nice. One little lift and lower here. And then keep it at a neutral position and then rock in and out. And again, you're just going to put as much pressure as you like and go to a depth that feels okay to you. One more in and out. And then we're going to move that roller on up and in. So you can just manually move it in, finding a little bit closer to the inner thigh, and then start back to that lift and lower of the heel. Nice. And then find a nice neutral position for that leg and rock your hips a little side to side to smooth out the inner thigh. Awesome. One more roll in and out. And then we're going to reposition the roller one last time. Hug it in nice and close. And then you might be so close that you might need to drop your hand in front of the roller. That's okay, because we're just going to let our weight rest on the roller. So you're going to kind of relax the inner thigh onto the roller. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Cool. And then when you're ready, help yourself up and off the roller. We're going to move it on to the other side. So back to that left bicep. So you're going to place the left bicep on the roller close to the elbow joint and then find that palm flip maneuver. So the palm flips up and then flips up the other way. Nice. And then once you feel like you've got that palm flipped a couple of times and it feels good, palm facing down, roll in and out. Wonderful. And then when you feel good and ready, move it on in, find that middly part of your bicep, and then back to that palm flip maneuver. So palm flips up and then flips the other way. Nice. And then palm facing down, find that nice rock in and out. Awesome. One more rock in and out. And then you're going to move that roller up and in at an angle. So you're going to let your cheekbone rest on the roller and your armpit is going to rest on the roller. We're not going to roll here, but we're just going to allow the weight of the body to rest and then take 3 nice deep breaths. And the breath is going to do the rest of the work for you here. One more breath. Great. And then when you're ready, lift yourself up and off gently, move that roller down so that you can pop your left leg over the roller. And then you're going to position the roller so that your heel can come in front of the roller, and then see if you can prop yourself up on your elbows and forearms. And you want to keep just a little firmness in your belly so your low back feels supported. And then we're back to that heel lift. So we're going to lift it up and lower it down at a range of motion that feels comfortable to you. Nice. And then keep the heel in a sort of neutral position and just rock in and out a little bit. Awesome. And then we're going to move that roller up and in. So find that more middle part of your thigh and then back to that heel lift. So we lift up and lower down. And then find a neutral position for the heel and rock a little side to side. Awesome. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring it in nice and close. So that might mean that your hand steps to the outer side of the roller. And then once you've got it in a position, you're finding that inner thigh getting close to the groin, just let your body rest on it. You don't need to move it. You don't need to wiggle it. Nothing to do here. Just take 3 nice deep breaths. Nice. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, lift yourself up and off that roller, swing your leg around. And now we're back to a tabletop position so that we can move the roller underneath the tops of the thighs. So we're going to come down elbows and forearms, roller under the tops of the thighs, toes to the ground. And then we're just going to start to take a couple of good juicy rolls from the tops of the thighs to the middle of the thighs. So think about 4 inches of movement here. Sweet. And then keeping with that about 4 inches of movement here, see if you can rotate slightly onto your right side. So just finding that outer edge of that right thigh. Nice. And then see if you can take it over to the left side. So just slightly leaning over onto that left thigh and finding that nice big roll up and down. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bring it back to center. Take 1 or 2 more good rolls up and down. And then we're going to stay to the bottom of that roll. So think about the bottom edge of those 4 inches. Stay there, pick up your heels, hang out for a second, firm up your belly, let the weight of your thighs just rest on the roller for a second. Nice. And then start to find a gentle swish of the heels side to side. Take 1 more little rock side to side. And then lower your feet back down to the ground. You can either move yourself along or reposition the roller with your hand. And then we're taking it to the bottom half of the thigh. So think that middle portion of the thigh down to where the thighs meet the knees, but we're going to stay off the knees. Awesome. Take 1 more little roll up and down here. And then at the bottom of that roll, stay there for a second. Toes are still down on the ground. Firm up your center, broaden your shoulders. Let your upper back body support this, and then bend your knees. Hang out for a second. Let the thigh muscles soften just a little bit. Cool. And then a light swish of the heels side to side. Not a big range of motion. Still keeping a firmness in the belly so the low back has lots of support. Lovely. 1 more swish side to side. and then float your toes back down to the ground. Push your way up into your tabletop position. We're going to quick roll out the shins and then flip over onto the backside. So pull that roller up underneath your shins, walk your hands forward into a tabletop position, and take 3 to 5 good rolls here, just pulling the knees in and then pushing them away. Nice. And then when you're ready, set yourself back, move that roller out from underneath you, and we're going to set onto our butt. So just place that roller in a good position so that you can sit your butt onto it and then step your feet forward with a nice wide stance. We're going to start with some windshield wipers with the knees. And then you're going to take your hands to the little side edges of your butt, right? So think about that place that's not quite hips, but it's not quite the backside of your glutes. So find that little side part of your butt. And then we're going to see if we can roll onto the right, finding that little side part of your butt. So if you need to wiggle anything around, and then we're going to keep our weight there. And with that bottom leg, you're just going to lift the knee up and lower it down. So we're going to stay leaned over to the side and just move out of the hip joint. And then just see if you can breathe into the side of the glutes. Nice. Take one more up and down with that knee. And then come back to center. Take a couple gentle windshield wipers. Place your hands on the side of your glutes. Just see if you can find that space again. And then we're going to roll over onto the left, finding that gluteus medius and minimus. So we're going to lay on. And then that bottom knee is just going to do the lift and lower. So we're going to stay leaned onto the side of the glutes and then just move from the knee, or really move from the hip. Nice. Take one more lift and lower of that knee. Bring it back to center. Just take a couple of windshield wipers with those knees just to kind of soothe it all out. And then we're going to come back over onto that right hip. And now we're going to take a big roll. So we're going to take it all the way up the glute to the top ridge where the hip meets the low back side body, and then down to where the glute meets the thigh. Lovely. One more roll up and down. And then take it over to the other side. Nice big roll across. And then we're up and down. So we're finding that bottom edge where the butt meets the thigh and the top ridge of the hip. Awesome. One more roll up and down here. And then bring yourself back to center, reposition yourself as needed so that you can send your left leg long, right leg across into a figure 4. So walk your hands back or hold your roller, slide your left leg in, make sure everything feels like it's feeling good, safe, happy, knees are good, hips are good. Once you feel like you're there, you might opt to just stay here. This might be totally enough, but if it's feeling good and you want just a little bit more, you're going to roll over onto your hip and take about 3 to 5 good rolls here. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring it back to center, release your left leg, step your right leg off, give it all a little bounce, and then set it up for the other side. Left leg comes across the right, find your figure 4 shape first, make sure that feels like a good place to be. And then if it felt good and you want that bigger sensation, roll over onto your hip and roll up and down. Nice. One more roll up and down here. And then when you're ready, bring it back to center, release that foot. We're going to lower ourselves off the roller, take your time, and then move that roller so that it's underneath your shoulder blades. And then once you've got it under the shoulder blades, hands behind the head, we're going to lean back and then come up with control. Inhale to lean back. Exhale to draw yourself up. Inhale, lean back. Exhale to come up. 2 more just like that. Awesome. And then the next time you lean back, if you like, Take it into a little back bend. Let your body soften and round over the roller. Allow your head to be just a little heavy in your hands, but your hands can still help support the neck so you're not hurting your neck. Take one more breath. And then with control, pull your abdominal muscles in, lift yourself back up, keep your hands behind your head, lift your butt away from the floor, and start a nice big roll up and down the shoulders. So from below the shoulder blades all the way up to the tops of the shoulders. And as you keep rolling there, I'm going to talk you through something, and you're only going to go there if it feels like a good position to you and you know you've got a nice control of your core. So as we roll up and down the shoulders, that's a super safe place to be because we've got the ribs and we've got the shoulder girdle, not a nice bony structure to help support this. When we get down to the low back, there's just the spine. So we really need to have a good firm sense of our center, our core, and our back strength. But if you feel like you're there, and your back is strong, you can take it a little past the shoulder blades and work into the low back just a little bit. But make sure that you're keeping a nice firmness in your center and you're not just letting the back sink over the roller, which might cause injury to the spine, and we don't want that. So if it feels like an okay place to be, keeping that nice firmness in your center, you can take it a little past the shoulder blades and roll the spine, and then take it all the way back up to the tops of the shoulders. If you get there and you feel like that's not the position for you, don't do it, skip it, just work the shoulders. Take one or two more up and down, going the range of motion that felt right to you. And then once you feel like you're ready, lower your butt down to the ground, move that roller up underneath the skull, let your head rest there for just a second, let your hands come out at your sides, and then right away take it into a head turn, just gently turning your head side to side. Take one or two more turns of your head side to side, or just kind of even yourself out. And then bring your head back to center. Let everything pause just for a moment here. Let your head be soft and heavy. Let your shoulders relax. Let your belly be soft. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Awesome. Now you're going to reach your hands up, grab the edges of your roller, lift your head up and away with control. Move that roller out from underneath your head. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Take a nice big breath. And then we're going to move that roller so that it's going to come underneath our hips. So you're just going to replace that roller right under the crook of your knees, and then pick your butt up, move that roller up underneath your hip bones. So it's underneath that broad bony structure. So it's under your tailbone, hip bones, and it should feel good and supportive. Once you've got it placed there, give a second, let everything soften. Let your arms hang out at your sides. You're going to let gravity do just a little bit of work for you here. So you're just going to let everything chill out. Tops of the thighs soft, feet soft, belly soft, shoulders soft. One more breath. Great. And then firm up your center just a little bit, just so that there's a little bit of structure and support for the low back. Left hand's going to hold on to the side of the roller. Right knee is going to bend. Right hand is going to reach up and grab hold of that right knee. Once you've got hold of that right knee, if it feels good, extend your left leg nice and long. Point through your left toes, creating a little bit of length through the front of the left leg, and take 3 nice big breaths here. Nice. And then when you're ready, you're going to soften and pull that left leg in. And then we're going to switch grips. So right hand's going to hold on to the roller. Left hand's going to grab the left knee. Right leg is going to extend long down to the end of your mat. And then point the right toes so you find a little reach through the front of that right leg. And take 3 nice big breaths here. Great. And then when you're ready, sliding that right knee back up and in. Both hands are going to hold onto the roller and you're just going to wiggle your tush around just to make sure that it feels like it's still in a good place underneath the tailbone, underneath the hip bones, and then allow your knees to get a little soft and heavy towards your chest. And you're going to start to draw your knees in some gentle circles. Go in one direction. Beautiful. And then draw the knees in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then from here, we're going to float the heels up towards the ceiling. Keep a nice generous bend in the knees. So our hips are lifted up on the roller, heels are up towards the ceiling, knees are bent. Allow a little bit of a softness. So here we're going to, again, let gravity do just a little bit of work for you. So no need to do anything. It's not extreme, no major amounts of effort, but invite a sense of softness back into your center and take 3 nice big breaths. Cool. And then when you feel ready, bend your knees, float your feet back down to the ground, and we're going to walk both feet down to the end of the mat. So if that nice stretch through the front of the hips felt good and you have that strong support of your center, walk your legs nice and long, reach through your toes. So you're getting a back bend here, the hips are lifted. And then if it feels really good, you're going to stretch your arms up and overhead, but only do that if it feels like a good sensation to you. And then just take 3 nice big breaths. Nice. And then when you're ready, soften your toes, walk your heels back in. We're going to lift the butt up away from the roller, move that roller out from underneath your hips, lower your back down, give a second to let your spine come back to its nice neutral space. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then we're going to start to find our way up to a seated position. So come up in any way that you like, but we're going to take that roller right across the tops of the thighs, put a little press, walk it up to the hip crease and out to the knees. Stay off the knee joint. We want to stay off those bony landmarks as much as possible. Awesome. One more roll up and down. And then we're going to angle it out. So we're just going to find the outer edge of that thigh, put a little press, roll up and down. Nice. And then take it over to the other side, angle it out, put a little press, roll it up and down. Beautiful. One more roll up and down. And then just move your roller off to the side. We're going to pop up to a standing position and finish by rolling out our feet. So come up in any way that you like. Leaving the roller down on the ground, we're going to step the right foot onto the roller and then just start with a gentle roll from heel to toe. Awesome. And then lean in a little bit, put a little press on the top of the knee, and then you'll roll just a little bit slower so you can really mush through the bottom of the foot, taking it up to the toes and down to your heel. Cool. And then bring it to the center of your foot, lean in, let your foot kind of soften around the roller, let your weight lean in just a little bit more. And then we're going to crunch up the foot. So imagine you're trying to pick up the roller with the bottom of your foot and then relax, crunch up your foot and relax. Do that one more time, crunch up your foot and relax. Awesome. And then lift your weight slightly off of the knee and we're going to move the foot forward. So the heel is going to stay on the roller. Toes and the balls of the foot are going to come down to the ground. So you're going to feel a little stretch, hopefully through the front of the ankle. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then pull it all back up and in. Ball of the foot and the toes stay on the roller. Push your heel down to the ground and get a little stretch to the Achilles heel and the calf. Nice. And then pick your foot back up onto the roller and give it a nice little soft roll just to smooth it all out. Awesome. And then step that right foot down and then right away take it to the other side. Left foot on the roller, soft roll up and down. Cool. And then lean in a little bit, put a little press on your knee and then slow your roll down so you can really mush through the bottom of your foot. Nice. And then bring it to the center of your foot. Lean in just a little bit, soften your foot around the roller. Awesome. And then crunch up your foot like you're trying to pick the roller up and then relax. Crunch up your foot and relax. Crunch up your foot and relax. Nice. And then lift off just a little bit so you can slide that heel forward. So heel stays on the roller, toes and the balls of the foot come down to the ground, a little length through the ankle and the top of the foot. Nice. And then lift yourself back up. Keep the toes and the ball of the foot on the roller. Press your heel down to the ground and find the stretch to the Achilles heel and the calf. I got my T-Rex arm. And then when you're ready, pick that foot up and just gently roll the bottom of your foot. Great. And then set that foot down and then just leave the roller slightly in front of you and both feet on the ground. Take a nice big breath. Reach your arms up and overhead. Bend your knees a little bit, fold on down to the ground. Let your hands touch the ground and then come back to that little bit of an assessment like we did when we started. Notice the backside of your body. Notice the backsides of your legs. Take a moment to just kind of tune in. Notice how everything feels. Cool. And then if you can, grab that roller and then just put a little press to finish. Steamrolling the tops of the feet. So we press and roll it up to the ankle and press and roll it down to the toes. Lovely. Take one or two more little steam rolls of the tops of the feet and then leave that roller on the ground. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll all the way up to a standing position. Take a couple of good shrugs of your shoulders. Woo, you guys are amazing. You did a lot of hard work today. I am super impressed.